Welcome to First and Den. I'm your host Nelson. It's Thursday, so we got to get our predictions in for Week 5 in ESPN Pigskin Pick'ems. Again, this league is free to join. The link will be in the description. Now, as far as Week 5, before we look into that, I just want to do a quick recap of Week 4. At the moment, I am 34-30. I'm almost broke even on this. This was my worst week by far. So first, Thursday Night Football. I got Dallas Cowboys. They ended up getting the win in a not so good fashion, in my opinion, but still, a win's a win for Dallas. Next, I picked the Saints on this one. Incorrect here. We got the Steelers. This was my lock of the week. I guaranteed a victory from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they let me down. So, again, if I say guarantee, go with the opposite. If you're also picking in the league again, I guess. Next, we got the Rams. Got that incorrect here. Picked the Vikings, even though I wanted the Packers to win, but we did go with the Vikings there. We got that correct. I got the Jets here. Most of us got the Jets on this one. I picked the Eagles. I picked the Panthers as my underdog here. Let me down. Next, we got the Texans again. I picked this one. 95% of the people did too. We were all picking this one. Same thing. This is a high one. San Francisco, we got this one correct. Commanders were the underdog as far as the final votes tally, but we got this one correct here. Raiders in the closest one, 47-53 percentage. Raiders picked this one. They ended up getting the win barely with a big defensive stop. Now Chiefs, we got this one. Bills let us down here. Dolphins, again, let us down. Lions, it was a lock. And as far as the final answer were how many points were going to be scored on Monday Night Football, I put 48, and in reality, it was 71. So way too low of a number for me. So with that being said, let's go into our Week 5 predictions here. Now, this is going to be the first week where we have some teams on bye week, so you will not see some of them listed here. And first off, for Thursday Night Football, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Atlanta. Now, Tampa Bay largely favored. It's 72-28. Falcons at home did not score an offensive touchdown on this one. So with that being said, I feel comfortable picking the Buccaneers. Baker looked good last game. Hoping he keeps it up. And it's not a recap of what happened in Denver against Denver. Pick number 2, Jets, Vikings. This is a London game. Keep that in mind. London games the weirdest shit happens in London. Every team is fucking jet lagged. You're not going to see the best performance from each of the teams. So, again, I would not be surprised if the Jets come in and get the win, especially with Rodgers very much wanting to get a win. Definitely in a redemption arc here. You saw how upset he was last game. So, with that being said, I still don't think that's enough to take down Brian Flores' defense with the Vikings. So, we're picking Vikings on this one. Next up here, Carolina Panthers versus Chicago Bears. So, again, Carolina sold their soul to get Bryce Young, and now he's on the bench. It's going to be Andy Dalton going against Caleb Williams. Now, the Chicago defense is solid, and I am putting my faith in the Chicago defense. Do I dare call this one a lock of the week, though? Nah. There's too much of an X factor with Andy Dalton, but I'm still comfortable enough to make them my pick as far as the Chicago Bears. Next up, I got an AFC North matchup here. It is a 16% chance for the Cincinnati Bengals versus the 84% popularity poke for the Ravens. Ravens looked great last week. Do you see what happens when you fucking use the king? Do you see what happens? Finally using Derrick Henry. If they were to do that, I think they're going to be in the playoffs for sure. Give me Ravens on this one. Next up, we got an absolute snooze fest going on here. We got the Dolphins versus the Patriots. And it's a lot closer than it looks, honestly, than I was anticipating. We got Huntley most likely starting. Now, my question is Drake May going to finally be given a fair chance and not just be thrown in when it's garbage time? I want to see Drake May get involved and develop. You know, he is going to be the future of this organization. You got to throw him in at one point, man. Don't be afraid to let him sink or swim, but don't throw him in when there's already blood in the water. You know, that's not going to do the guy any good whatsoever. I need to see Drake May get a starting position with the Patriots, but until then, I got to side against the Patriots on this one. So I'm going Dolphins with an underdog pick at this moment, 45-55. Next up, we got the Browns being hosted by the Washington Commanders. Now, I feel very confident, as well as most of you, 85% for the Commanders versus 15 for the Browns. Jaden Daniels, I'm calling it now. That's my favorite to win Rookie of the Year. I'm going Washington on this one. This one is my lock of the week, and I really hope I did not just curse the Washington Commanders. Again, lock of the week right here. Next up, oh my god, I should have made this one my lock of the week. I should have made this one. Why is it so much closer than I am anticipating? It's 60-40, Colts, Jaguars. Yes, Richardson is very reckless. I mean, week 4 of this season got injured. Not as bad as week 4 in last season where he was done for the season. Joe Flacco looks good. Give me the Colts on this one. Who do they start? Probably Richardson. Is Richardson going to get hurt? Probably. Is Joe Flacco going to be on cleanup duty? Most likely. So I'm picking Colts. I feel good with that one. Now, we got Buffalo Bills versus Houston Texans, and this is a 10 a.m. game. Crazy. I would suspect this one to be some sort of main event type of game here, but let's see. Bills are largely favored though, 60-40 compared to the Texans after the abysmal 10 points that were scored against the Ravens. Oh, but everyone's like, oh, but they put up like over 40 on the Jaguars. Well, yeah, the Jaguars are just that fucking bad. It's not about how good Buffalo was that game. It's about how bad Jaguars were. And once you start looking at it from that lens here, you'll understand why I'm picking the Texans. Picking the Texans on this one. Give me them. Next up, we got the afternoon window here. I got the Raiders, if this thing will scroll up properly. Raiders, Broncos. Broncos are hosting. It's a 46-54 split. Raiders flavored. Devontae Adams, who knows what's going to happen here. He's going to get traded before the trade deadline. I'm hoping he gets traded to the Lions. That would be an unstoppable wide receiver room, but most likely that's not going to happen. But we can dream. Bo Nix finally got his first passing touchdown. I think that's going to open the door to more, especially in the Mile High City. This is going to be a division game. Defense for the Broncos looks great, and the Raiders defense looks great. So honestly, if Max Crosby is playing, I see this one swinging towards the Raiders, but with this Devontae Adams drama, if you so want to call it that, the guy deserves better. And with that going on, that situation, that's making me lean more towards Denver. So I'm going to pick Denver on this one in an underdog pick here. And previous one was also underdog here, so we're already at 3. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are hosting. This one, yeah, Kyler Murray, I mean, he had that perfect passer rating week back in week 2, and then from then it's just been downhill from there. And I think this is going to be another downhill type of game for them. So give me the 49ers on this one. Offense looks good. Even without Christian McCaffrey, I don't know how long he's going to be out. I traded for him. I accepted a trade, and now I feel stupid for doing so. Just with all of this going on that the 49ers organization kept secret, I want some sort of fucking refund, some sort of compensation. It is crazy how they knew this, and McCaffrey was the first overall pick, and they just kept quiet about that shit. That is fucking insane. Whatever, though. 49ers, easy pick here, 94%. Next up, Green Bay Packers heading over to LA to play the Rams here. Jordan Love looks good. Again, rusty, 3 interceptions. Yeah, that does not look good, but my God, how he popped off at the end. Almost got the largest comeback in franchise history. So with that being said, with another week under his belt, I think Jordan Love will go ahead and get this one in SoFi. Next up, 4% to 96. We got the Giants versus the Seahawks. And again, the Seahawks, they were only tested in one game, in my opinion, and it was against the Lions. Every other game that the Seahawks have played, it's been on cruise control because it's been against sorry-ass opponents. And no difference here. Malik Neighbors is the only threat, and that's not enough with the Seattle defense, especially if they get healthy for this game. So give me the Seahawks on this one. And then we got Sunday Night Football. We got the Cowboys and the Steelers. It is 52-48. Steelers getting their first loss of the season. Defense did not look so good. Just so happens that the offense looked good, but that still wasn't enough for them to get the win. Cowboys desperately got the win. It's now they're 2-2, and they're favored 52% to the 48%. And I'm gonna pick Steelers on this one. Currently, it is an underdog pick. Now, the reason I'm picking the Steelers is because Dak Prescott gets sacked plenty of times, forced to scramble. TJ Watt is going to go off as far as the defense goes. I'm predicting 2 sacks for the Steelers under his name. So give me the Steelers on this one. They're going to do a bounce back win, especially that on defense. Now, finally, we got the Saints and the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are hosting. Now, being that the Chiefs are hosting, I'm leaning more towards the Chiefs. I want the Saints to win. Don't get me wrong. We all want the Saints to win. We all want the Saints to win. But since the Chiefs are going to be hosting here, hate saying this, but I'm picking the Chiefs. I know someone is going to be upset with that pick, but picking the Chiefs, man. I see some funny business going on in this game, especially since it's a Monday night primetime game. So everyone's watching. So no doubt there's going to be something stupid that we're all going to be talking about on Tuesday. Now, as far as how many points are going to be in this game, honestly, I'm predicting a low score effort from both teams. I'm predicting a 17-point game. No, they just did 17. Give me a 20-point game for the Chiefs, and for the Saints, man, I want to pick a high number for them because I just know what they're capable of as far as talent goes. I see them getting points, but I also see fucking bullshit going on in this game. Gotta go 17-20, bro. So that's a 37 points is what I'm predicting here. Again, just a wild tiebreaker guess here. Now, 14 picks were made. There were some teams that we did not see on here. Their bye week has been activated. From the top of my head, obviously Lions, I know their bye week. I know the Chargers are out, and I believe the Eagles are out. Don't know who else I am missing. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one more team. Who cares? All right, let's do a review of my picks here for week 5. I got Tampa, we got the Vikings, we got the Bears, we got the Ravens, we got the Dolphins underdog pick at the moment, Commanders lock of the week, we got Colts, we got Texans underdog pick, we got the Broncos underdog pick, 49ers, Packers, Seahawks, Steelers in an underdog pick, and Chiefs. And again, final question, how many points? Give me 37 points. Again, this is the Pigskin Pick'em League. Again, it's free. Link is in the description if you want to join and play against my friends and family. This has been First and Den. My name's Nelson. Thanks for watching and have a good day.